Hello and welcome. I'm so excited to share Sassy Saint's UV-free gel wraps with you all. If you've ever wanted salon perfect nails in literally minutes without any of the fuss, damage or expensive costs, then these are about to change your life. They are completely different to anything you've tried before. No UV lamp, no drying time, no mess, zero damage. Just peel, press, trim and file. These are completely beginner friendly. Trust me, if you can put on a sticker, then you can absolutely apply these. I'm going to walk you through every single step so that you can follow along at home. Let's do our gorgeous nail wraps together. Okay, so before we begin with prep, it's super important to start with clean, dry nails, free from any oils or moisture. Using your cuticle stick, gently push back your cuticles on each nail with the curved end of the wooden cuticle stick. Starting with my thumb here, I'm gently pushing the cuticle back, being mindful not to apply too much pressure. This step is crucial because any dead cuticle that's sitting on the nail plate can prevent the wrap from adhering properly and cause premature lifting. Using the same gentle motion, this step is so important to get that professional looking finish, and a clean looking nail plate is always best for adhesion. Onto the middle finger now, and see how easy it is. No special technique needed. Make sure to use gentle pressure, removing any cuticle off the nail plate that could interfere with the wraps. If you have longer cuticles, don't worry, it might take a little bit longer to push them back, but the goal is to clear the nail plate so that the wrap can stick directly onto the nail and not onto the dead skin. Finishing off with my pinky, the smallest nail, but still needs the same amount of prep. Remember, any cuticle left on the nail plate is like putting a sticker on top of a dusty surface. It won't adhere properly, it won't give you a smooth finish and will cause premature lifting. Swapping my cuticle stick out for my nail file now. Firstly, I'm going to file my natural nails into the shape and length that I want. It's important to note that the gel wraps will follow the natural shape of your nails. So make sure you're happy with the nail shape before you start surface prep. I decided to go for a nice short squoval shape today, but file your nails in whatever shape you prefer. Remember, the wrap will only enhance what's already there, so let's get the foundations right. Now moving on to lightly etching or buffing the surface of each nail with our file. Starting with my thumb, we want to be removing any shine so that the wrap sticks better. Think of it like roughing up the surface. I'm also using the file to get into those side walls and every little corner on the nail, just like you would prep for any other type of nail enhancement. Keeping my pressure nice and light, moving across the entire nail surface. I'm not trying to file the nail down or take away any of the keratin layers. We're just buffing the surface slightly. See how I'm angling the file to get into those sides? Because if the surface isn't buffed enough, the gel simply won't have anything to grip onto. Can you see how the shine is starting to disappear and we have a slight chalky look on the nail? That's exactly what we want. I'm making sure to hit every single area. The center, the sides, the cuticle area, the free edge. Think of it like prepping your walls for paint so that the wrap has something to grip onto. Otherwise, they'll slide off after a few days of wear. This step literally takes a few seconds per nail, but it makes such a big difference in retention and for adhesion. Every millimeter of the nail surface needs to be prepped. If you skip the edges or the corners, that's exactly where the wrap will start to lift first. If your nails are naturally oily, like mine sometimes are, then it's really good to brush on a tiny bit of the Sassy Saints Primate over each nail. This will help prematurely dehydrate the nail and help the wrap stick perfectly, lasting up to 14 days. Now for the fun part, applying your UV-free gel wraps. So I'm going to show you the complete process on my thumb first, and then we'll do the same on each nail. I always begin by accurately sizing up the wrap against the size of my nail. You want to choose the wrap that's going to fit edge to edge, but without overlapping and touching the skin. I've opted for this medium size. Here's a quick tip. If you're in between sizes, always go slightly smaller, as these wraps can stretch ever so gently to fit. But if you opt for one that's too big, then they'll start to lift at the sides in a matter of days. Now for the peel, and this part's surprisingly important. You're going to take your cuticle stick and gently lift the wrap off the backing, and try not to touch the adhesive with your fingers. Only hold it at the very tip that won't go onto your nail. That way we keep the back super sticky where it matters the most. Now simply place the wrap just above the cuticle line and not overlapping the cuticle. It can be tricky to get it seamless at first, so a couple attempts is completely normal. You also want to leave a slight bit of breathing room either side of the nail so that it doesn't get pushed up by nail growth or any oils on the skin. Then I press down in the center first, and then smooth it down in the middle, and then smooth it round the entire nail. So when we're smoothing it out, you can think of this like you're using a rolling pin to roll out your dough, like when you're baking, for example. You want to push out from the center towards the edges with an even, firm pressure. First, you can use the flat side of your cuticle pusher just to work out any bubbles. Then you can switch to the pointy edge and do this rolling technique. And then I like to go in with my finger just to warm and seal the wrap with some natural friction off the tips of your finger once it's securely in place. And you can actually feel it starting to bond and secure itself and grip onto the nail. And look how smooth that is. No wrinkles, no air pockets. Then we're going to simply trim the excess, but I just want to touch on this in a lot more detail because this part actually really matters. So you want to trim the nail wrap as close to the natural nail length, but not too close. Trust me, speaking from experience, if you cut too much, then there's no going back, and it could result in taking some length off your natural nail. So here's a little tip, especially if you've got longer nails. Always flip the hand over and trim from the back of the nail. That way you can clearly see exactly where your natural nail ends. You can also use nail scissors or nail clippers. Just make sure that when you're cutting, it's with control and not snipping blindly. Okay, so the goal here is to leave just a tiny bit of overhang so that we can press the edge down firmly before filing the free edge flush in line with your natural nail length. This way it locks everything in and helps prevent any premature lifting. Now, when it comes to filing the under edge, this is the part that makes a lot of difference. You want to be mindful to only file in one direction. If you end up going back and forth like a sewing motion, that can actually lift the edge and weaken the bond. So just smooth, controlled strokes, filing at a slight angle so the file is facing upwards until the wrap is flush to your natural nail. So you want to aim for the gel wrap to sit completely flush to the tip of your nail, like so, like it's part of your natural nail. No overhangs, as even just a tiny bit of overhang can cause problems. Think about it this way: we use the very tips of our nails for everything. Scratching an itch, opening a can of Coke, tapping on our phones. The tips of our nails take the most wear and tear. So if there's any extra wrap hanging off, this will catch and immediately start to lift. See how clean that edge looks? Smooth, totally sealed in, no gap. So this won't interfere with anything that we do. I just like to give it one final firm press just to seal everything in and make sure the very edge is secure. Perfect. Now let's do the same thing on the rest of our nails. Repeating the same process on each nail: peel, press, smooth, trim, seal. It honestly becomes second nature after the first one. As this nail is a little narrower, I'm going to be choosing a slightly smaller wrap, peel it off carefully, and then center it, and then line it up just above the cuticle. Press in the middle and smooth outwards. Using a gentle pressure, think rolling out the dough. Trim any excess from the back of the nail, press the tip down firmly, and file in one direction only. Finish with a final press to seal. That's the second one done. How amazing is that? Seriously, I still can't get over how easy these are. No UV lamp, no drying time, no acetone, just salon worthy nails in minutes. So always check in that you have enough coverage to fit around your natural nail perfectly. Peel it off and press the center first and smooth outwards to make sure that we don't have any air bubbles and we get a nice tight seal with no gaps. Honestly, I truly believe these wraps are a game changer, especially for busy mums, healthcare workers, or anyone with gel allergies. Or for anyone who's just looking for beautiful nails who simply don't have the time to spend hours doing gel nails. You don't need to take breaks, you can wear them as often as you like because of how gentle they are, making sure to press down the edge, trim from behind, and file in one direction. I just love how forgiving they are. If you don't get it perfect on the first go, don't stress. You can simply gently lift off and reposition without ruining the wrap. Smooth it from the center out towards the edge. Give it a good rub with the tip of your finger, trim any excess, and gently file to seal it in. Honestly, these wraps will work around your schedule and not the other way around, and that's the one thing that I love, without compromising on the quality and the high shine glossy finish. Not to mention that our gel wraps come in 11 different sizes, meaning that you'll always find the perfect fit, so there's no guesswork needed. Simply apply, smooth, trim, and file. Just look at the transformation from bare nails to glossy salon perfect nails in under 10 minutes. And the best part, there's no drying time, no smudges, so you're free to just get on with anything that you want after you've sat down and done your nails. There you have it. Now for a few quick tips to help your gorgeous nails stay looking flawless over these next 14 days. Firstly, try to keep your hands dry for around 2 hours after applying the wrap. So maybe hold off on the dishes or taking a long bath just for a little bit. If you do notice a tiny edge starting to lift over the course of the 14 days, don't panic. Just simply gently press it back down with your finger, give it a little rub to add some friction. Or you can even use a little wand from your hairdryer to reseal it. This works like magic. And one more thing, try to avoid getting cuticle oil or balms directly onto the wrap, as oils can tend to sneak underneath and cause them to lift early. Hand cream is totally fine, just keep it on the palms of the hands and away from the nail area. Try to make it a habit to always wear gloves when you're doing the dishes or using cleaning products, as this will make a huge difference. And there you have it, the final look. Just take a look at those results. Glossy, chip resistant, salon worthy nails, no UV, no mess, no drying time, just clean, effortless beauty that lasts up to 14 days. So if you've loved today's tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, and I'd love to know in the comments which shade you're going to be trying out first. I'm already planning my next set. The link to grab your very own UV-free gel wraps is in the description box below, and don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials, quick nail tips, and everything in between. Until next time, keep those nails looking gorgeous.